Hi all, welcome to my YouTube channel Karibu Fine Art, and I'm Priya, the artist behind karibufineart.com. Uh, as you saw, whoever is joining me today should go through the last week's painting tutorial, which was the how to paint an eagle nebula in acrylic paints tutorial, because today we are going to use that painting as a background painting, and we are going to paint an eagle, crown eagle, actual crown eagle on top of that using acrylic paints, as well as we are going to learn a technique, oil or acrylic painting technique today. So we are going to apply oil layers on top of the complete painting, so on the eagle as well as on the background. So today the oil paints we are going to use are, one of the paint is Winsor & Newton Artist's Oil Color. So these are the paints we are going to use, the brand of paints. And another brand which we will be using is Access Art Spectrum Artist's Oil Color. So these you can get anywhere. These are readily available anywhere, and Winsor & Newton is available all across the world. So it's one of the most popular brands of oil paints, and a very good quality one. So the next thing, so because we had last week and half of this week's tutorial will be still acrylic painting, and we are using these Liquitex Basics acrylic paints. You can get the 48 different shades of paints, colors, different colors for just 48 AUD, Australian dollars. So I got this one from Eckersley Art, and you can pick it up from any art store. It's a very popular brand again. And the brushes we are going to use throughout today's tutorial are, so the brush you're going to use is a filbert brush, two of them. This one is for the background, which is number 12, and this one is number 6. So this one, the brand is Papillon by the Artists Club filbert brush, so number 6, and this one is number 12. So these two brushes we'll be using. This one I have used more on the eagle, and this one on the background, the nebulae background. There is one round brush which we'll be using throughout the painting. I have used this one with oil as well as acrylic. Actually, you're not supposed to do that. You should use separate brushes. So this one is just number 3. It is a very cheap quality brush, but works out pretty well for me. I got it from Dean's Art, from the Dean's Art store, and it came in the pack of 5 different sizes of round brushes. So this is number 3, which we'll be using. Then another one is the mop brush. I use this one as a mop brush, but it is actually a makeup blush brush, which you can see it's a very soft brush, and it's a very nice brush to do the blending very well. I use it with oil and acrylic again. I should buy another one so that I can use it exclusively. This one is the most important brush for painting any kind of fine details. This one is a 0000 size, 4 times 0 size, Winsor & Newton Cotman 111 round brush. So you can see how fine it is, and I'll show you the name so you can note it down. This is the one which we are going to use. It's a very fine brush. It's used for all kinds of fine details. And so guys, this is all the material we are going to use. I discussed already about the reference picture. So please subscribe to the channel if you like the painting techniques I'm sharing with you. I'm going to share much more interesting painting videos, as well as some color pencil drawing videos in the future, as well as I'll make some small videos for the small techniques which I can share with you, as well as we can do a studio tour after some time. So just give me feedback, put it in the comments on my YouTube channel, and go through my Instagram page, Facebook page, Twitter page, and also my website, and share it with all your friends and whoever is interested in all this kind of stuff. So let's get back to the painting now, guys. See ya.
In this part, we'll start off where we have left the painting last week. We already have got the acrylic underpainting of the Eagle Nebula, as you can see. We'll use that acrylic underpainting as a background, and you can see that I have drawn a basic image, just a sketch of crown eagle on the top of the canvas. I have used a white carbon paper to transfer the image on the canvas. The white carbon paper, I have got it from Acrylic art store in the city, Melbourne city. You should be able to get it in any art store. Once I transfer the image, uh, the wooden branch on which the eagle is sitting, I have just drawn a rough branch-like shape. I haven't stressed too much on copying the exact branch which you can see in the reference picture. So now some portions of the crown eagle are extremely dark, and especially the shadowed regions are really dark. So I'm using either Mars black or ivory black, Liquitex Basics acrylic paint to block in those black portions. And after that I'm using white acrylic paint to paint the white portions. I'm putting together details using that white paint. And the brush I'm using is a round brush. It's a number 3 round brush, which we have already discussed in the introduction part. So throughout the painting, to block everything, basically I have used just that round brush. And once I put in the black portions and I put in some of the blue shades, which the eagle will be reflecting from the nebula, and the purple shades. After that I have switched to this really nice Winsor & Newton 0000 brush for the fine details. You can see I'm still working with the acrylic paints and I'm trying to define the black portions in a better way on the feathers of the eagle. For most of the fine details, actually for all of the fine details, I have used this brush, and as you can see I'm specifying the black portions, and the right side of the crown eagle is a little bit darker. We need to show it a little bit darker than the left side, because for the light side we don't have a specific light source, but for the left side, which is facing the nebula, eagle will be reflecting the lights coming from nebula. We should be showing it like that, because sometimes the reference picture you have is you just refer to that to get the basic animal or bird, but you can make the changes when it comes to lighting according to the complete painting you are planning to do. So in this case, because I have painted this nebula in the center, I'll definitely want any of the surrounding objects reflecting that light and those colors very well, so that the whole painting comes together very well. So as you can see, the wooden branch, I'm not stressing too much. I have just blocked in whites and blacks, and I haven't followed a particular pattern. I have randomly drawn white portions everywhere for the branch and then did glazing. Again, I have put some more layers of random strokes so that it looks like a wooden branch. It doesn't look like some pattern. It looks like a random rough wooden branch on which it is sitting. Now you can see that I have switched back to the white portions and I'm defining the feather structure, feather shape better. Why I'm doing it is because this painting is all about the technique called oil over acrylic painting. So because I'm going to use the oil layers soon, I want the below layers to be a little bit harsher bright with the white colors, so that I can tone them down with the vibrant oil colors. That's why I'm going through the white portions again to define the shapes and to define the eagle better and better. Now you can see I'm trying to define the stars. You know that in the last video we have seen, to show the clusters of stars or to paint the clusters of stars, you can't do it individually because you want to show that effect of millions of stars in the background. So for that we used a particular technique last week with a thin white paint. But today I want to put some blurry big stars in the foreground. Because it's a nebula, it's a nursery of stars, and we should show some big huge stars, individual stars as well. So what I'm doing there is I'm just putting a thin paint, just a dot, and then blurring it with my hand, with my fingertip, and after that I'm putting another very opaque dot of white paint so as to have that effect. This is the time. Right now I have already switched to oil colors when I am putting the layers on eagle. So you can see the vibrancy we are getting. I'm using a burnt umber color right now, and then I'll be using purple colors, and I'm defining the black portions very well with the oil paint. So you can see the contrast, and you can see the quality of oil colors we are getting and how the eagle is coming to life now. Acrylic paints offer their own advantages because the paint dries so fast. You have the advantage of putting so many layers. Like you saw that for this painting I have put at least 10 to 12 layers of acrylic paint, and I could do that. I could put the details, do the glazing, and do so many layers just because it dries really fast. That's the biggest advantage of acrylic paints. But with the oil paints, the kind of vibrancy, the kind of bright colors and quality you get, it cannot be matched with acrylic paints. So with oil paints, what I usually do is, after I'm pretty much satisfied with my acrylic painting, underpainting, then I tend to put couple of layers of oil paints just to bring the painting to a very very nice um, feel. Right now I'm just defining the white portions with the white oil paint, and I'm using the same brush to do that. Uh, Actually, I use this fine brush for any kind of animals or birds for the fine details, with acrylic as well as oil, which is actually not recommended. You shouldn't use the same brush for acrylic painting and oil painting. So I'll be getting a couple of more of these brushes, and then I can just exclusively use it for either oil or acrylic paint. You can see I'm defining the eye better. The eye is the soul of the painting. If you're doing an animal painting, it is one of the most important feature of the animal. So you can see now I'm focusing on the eye, and I'm defining it better with the oil paints. After finishing up the first layer of oil on the eagle, I have gone back to the nebula, and I'm putting the black and purple portions with the oil paint and trying to bring the nebula as well to that 3D effect. So you can clearly see with oil paints, whenever I'm putting the colors on the canvas, you can clearly see them. You can see how distinctive and how vibrant they are. That's the speciality about the oil paints. You can see I'm using the same round brush to do that. It's a beautiful, really nice round brush. You can get it anywhere from any art store. And I'll be defining the red portions as well, where the clouds are reflecting the light, and the orange portions as well. So I'm going through the whole contrast again. I'm trying to define the values better and better, and I'm using that makeup blush brush as a mop brush to blend everything together very well. You can see I'm trying to put more and more white in the center so that the center looks really vibrant and bright. You can see now I'm defining the stars again. I'm trying to put some more stars on the top of the existing ones we had. With the oil painting, you have to be little careful, and because the oil paint doesn't dry really quick, so it stays wet. So it is very useful when you do blending, but if you put white too early in oil, the painting can look really muddy. It can get muddy very soon. So you can see for the eagle, because I wasn't still happy with some of the contrasts, I'm coming back for the second layer of oil and I'm defining the white portions really well. Why I'm doing that is because we want to see the effect that the eagle is reflecting the light coming from the nebula center, so that it looks one painting altogether. So we have come to the end of this painting now, and please comment and share the painting with all the people who are interested to learn. And thank you so much.